usually regarded to be exclusively male, the forgotten founding mothers of the Indian Constitution. But what a cool regulation to bring in. This particular photo, the woman with a bee in her bonnet, locked horns with Ambedkar, the only Muslim woman of the assembly. Absolutely kick-ass gathering. Hello and welcome to the 20th episode of Eyeshadow and Etihaas. I am Ruchika Sharma and I teach history for a living. I do have a few more credentials that have been listed in the description box. Please know that there is a list of sources listed in the description box that you can go ahead and check out for a bit of extra reading on today's topic, or in case you just want to fact check everything that I will be blabbering in this particular video. And therefore, for today's topic, I will be talking about the female architects of the Indian Constitution. You see, primarily because the architects of the Indian Constitution are usually regarded to be exclusively male, but under the shadow of the founding fathers of the Indian Constitution are the oft forgotten founding mothers of Indian Constitution. And as a part of this effort, we will be recounting the forgotten female architects of the Indian Constitution via this particular photo that depicts 11 of the women members of the Constituent Assembly, each one of which has enriched the Constitution in her own unique way. And while I talk about these amazing women, I will be doing this 3-step soft pink look. Chale phir. So since this is going to be a quick video, I have already primed my face, I have brushed my eyebrows, and I have applied concealer on my eyelids. So we're just going to jump into the eye look. So starting from the left back row is Kamala Chaudhary, who was a short story writer and who made important interventions in the Hindu Code Bill debates. Next to her is Sucheta Kripalani, who was the first woman chief minister in independent India and was mostly involved with refugee rehabilitation. And next to Sucheta is Durgabai Deshmukh, who was a lawyer par excellence and a member of the steering committee and the rules committee of the Constituent Assembly. And as part of the steering committee, Durgabai had control over what amendments are to be moved in the assembly and when. And her sharp insights made Ambedkar, the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constitution, refer to her as the woman with a bee in her bonnet because she was a curious cat. Next to her is Begum Aizaz Rasool, who was the only Muslim woman of the assembly who enriched debates on religious minorities with a gendered perspective. She also demanded special recruitment of women to defense services, and she was also heavily opposed to the controversial Armed Forces Special Powers Act. And next to Begum Aizaz Rasool is Purnima Banerjee, a trade union leader who participated in debates related to labor and property rights. Next, we have Dakshayani Veluthan, who was the only female Dalit member who often locked horns with Ambedkar, especially on the issues of reservation. Veluthan also argued for special clauses for Dalit women who were working in factories. And moving to the front of this illustrious back row, in the front, again from the extreme left, is Renuka Ray, a socialist who contributed to the Indian Women's Charter of Rights and Duties and advocated for special attention to the mental health of refugee women. Next to Renuka Ray is Hansa Mehta, who was the president of the All India Women's Conference and vehemently opposed the separate electorates. And next to Hansa Mehta is Rajkumari Amrit Kaur, a Christian woman representative of the Constituent Assembly who worked in the Fundamental Rights Subcommittee and the Minority Subcommittee and was preoccupied with questions of health in India's federal structure. On top of all this, she was also one of the founders of the All India Institute of Medical Services in Delhi currently, the AIIMS or AIMS as it is popularly called here. Next to her is Annie Mascarin, who advocated for special waiting rooms and compartments along with safety measures for women in the railways and also demanded a raised salary of nurses and other female medical workers, along with providing them with better equipment. And next to Annie Mascarin is last but certainly far from the least of this absolutely kick-ass gathering is Amu Swaminathan, who was another founding member of the All India Women's Conference, which was established in 1927, and spoke for the abducted women in partition violence. Now, these abducted women were basically women who, during the partition violence, were taken to the other side of the border and were forcibly married to strangers who were often their rapists or killers of their family. And Swaminathan very correctly advocated against women becoming objects in a nationalist bargain, and that each case of these women, these abducted women, be treated differently, which was a sane argument but was unfortunately overturned in this absolutely draconian Abducted Persons Recovery and Restoration Bill, which was passed in 1949. Besides these, there are a few more female architects of the Indian Constitution who are today known far more than these women, such as Sarojini Naidu and Vijayalakshmi Pandit. As a woman, it fills me with both awe and gratitude for these women who not only shaped a better constitution for me and other women in India, but also inspired generations of women to speak their mind and fight for their rights. And may we all continue to remember these absolutely kick-ass women in all our struggles. And that is all that I have for you today. Please note that there is a list of sources mentioned in the description box that you can go ahead and refer to in case you are interested in knowing about these amazing 11 women who were architects of the Indian Constitution along with their male counterparts, or in case you just want to fact check everything that I've blabbered over here. And before you just walk away, please like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. And do let me know in the comment section what is it that you would like me to talk about in the next episode of Eyeshadow and Etihaas.